where today's hypothesis is, can a viral green drink actually be greenlit by science? I am Melody.
I'm Stat Stephanie.
And I'm AAOD.
And today we're diving into the chlorophyll water trend that's sweeping social media. And we're going to sort the hype from the hard data.
Yeah, let's set the scene here. So TikTok, Instagram, hashtag health talk, which I just found out was a thing. On all these platforms, chlorophyll has amassed millions of views. So some reports say over 81 million views on TikTok alone. And what are the claims? Everything from glowing skin. I am not drinking chlorophyll, but yes.
It's natural.
Natural
for you.
All natural sort of artisan.
If you'd like to achieve that glow, boosted energy, weight loss, and detoxification.
Okay, here's the chemistry twist. What most influencers call chlorophyll water isn't the green pigment in your salad, which is kind of what you think. It's the chlorophyll in water-soluble semi-synthetic derivatives. So,
right. Yeah, so that chlorophyllin or fill-in, however you want to say it. It's not chlorophyll. It's got the I-N at the end. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Traditional chlorophyll doesn't dissolve in water. Fun fact. So this chlorophyllin actually does. Again, it's a semi-synthetic form. And where the magnesium is actually replaced by like copper, traditionally, or sometimes a different metal, which makes it stable again. And also water soluble. So you can drink it.
So if you want it the natural way, maybe this isn't really the way to go, from what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's leaf it to the experts. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did. You're like bad. These are bad. Aaron, you're bad.
It's not easy being green.
Not easy being green. Oh, I like that one. All right. Okay, let's get started.
Highlights that chlorophylls and their derivatives show antioxidant, anti-mutagenic, anti-genotoxic, anti-cancer, and anti-obesogenic.
Obesogenic.
Why'd you give me that one?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a
lot of antis.
medical way to say that. I know. Antis property.
Okay, yeah. It's based on in vitro and animal studies. So.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm sorry. I gave you have all the hard words. I should have said it. I'm a reader. I know. I can read. I did the Reading Rainbow, so anyway. I think reading Rainbow. I think it's important to call out, right, on these findings that, specifically the one, there's like a recent study that's in the Molecules Journal. Like it's kind of promising, but it's also largely preclinical. And the MDPI journals are typically categorized as questionable due to some of the tactics in the publication world. A while back, they were actually classified as predatory, which they don't, that got repealed and there was a lot of back and forth there. But now they're still considered a little questionable because they have aggressive marketing strategies and it's kind of a pay to publish scenario. So, yeah.
Yeah, so to kind of build off of that, it is kind of hard to find that good cohort study. It's kind of hard to find a good cohort study. There is a 2025 Medical News Today article that reveals that in mouse models, oral chlorophyll can reduce intestinal inflammation in colitis and kind of help prevent stomach ulcers by suppressing inflammation markers, things like IL-6 and TNF alpha.
Yeah, but that's in mice. So is it conclusive yet in humans? I don't believe it is.
No, it's not. I mean, the New York Post had an article reviewing smaller or topical studies for potential benefits, like with skin healing and weight loss and cancer prevention. But the evidence is very thin and it's reliant on topical application it's like just a really tough peer-reviewed climate. And I think like we need to take some like lessons from that. Like there's no data on this at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that it's a fair point to say what influencers are showing is kind of far beyond the actual research data that we're actually seeing.
Yeah, but does it matter though? Let's think about this. If it's really just green water and it's psychosomatic, then like what's the harm?
Yeah, I know. I went back and forth on this a lot because, like, what I found, it's more like digestive discomfort, like nausea, diarrhea. But there is a potential for rare allergic reactions depending on, what they used in the semi-synthetic. National Geographic and New York Post again, like style articles, general reader type dissemination has occurred on some of these findings, so it's like kind of largely observational, I think, in nature.
I gotcha. So are we worried about the copper metal components of all this? If you're taking it in high doses for extended periods of times, could that be kind of dangerous?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
and toxicity, sure.
yeah. And sensitivity, discoloration, unknown long-term effects, like all of these things. This is not risk-free at all.
Right, and there's like a better alternative, right? I mean, just eat leafy greens. Like, I remember my dad used to have that, like the greens, you buy them, they smell like mowed grass, and he would drink those like every morning, Like, that's still an option. I think they still sell stuff like that, right? It's safer, nutritious, nutrient rich. You don't have to buy a semi-synthetic product.
No, I'm sure there is a health food bar somewhere. So, I mean, exactly, you don't need a chlorophyll supplement. If your body really doesn't need that, you can just, let's go to Whole Foods or something.
And so, just like most health trends, if you're curious, fine, but manage your expectations. This is legit just a green splash. It's not a magical or miracle elixir. So just manage your expectations of what can happen if you try this.
Yeah, but like 80 million views, right? Like
Mhm.
80 million views. So like, do we think this will ever be regulated? I mean, at what point? Because people are selling stuff, right? Like you've got a health TikTok influencer. Like I don't even want to call them like a health person because they're just like not. Like at what point do we keep letting them sell and make money off of like bad science and like things that, I mean, this is kind of a milder situation that could maybe cause some bad effects, but like some of the other stuff could be really harmful. So how do we even regulate that? Or can we? I mean, we have free speech. So like how do we, I don't know,
Well, I think that's where podcasts and platforms like ours are so important because it's hard to regulate it when there is free speech and there is, the ability to be curious and try what you think will work for your body. I think what we have to do though is just self-regulate, just make sure that you're always an advocate for the things that you are trying and that you are researching and making sure that it's appropriate and safe and approved with your healthcare provider for the situations you have going on. And again, is what you plan to benefit worth the risk of what you think you're doing?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I'm glad you mentioned your healthcare provider. Yeah, if you have anything that's questionable, go ask your doctor, ask your healthcare team, the people that are kind of taking care of you. I would like to hope that some of these things would be regulated, but with the vitamin industry too, we get a little creative with some of the supplements that you walk in these giant stores or you go to these health fairs where it's a lot of crunchy people and they've making their own vitamins. I think with the way things are now with regulation, I don't see it being regulated. So we might have to be dealing with the Kermit the Frog effect for a little bit. I'm going to call it that. It's okay to be green, but just naturally green. What
I don't know.
favorite color? What do
I
you
just
think, Melody?
I mean, my dad would drink those greens every day, and it does smell like mowed grass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you've ever had anybody have that, if you really felt like it was giving him benefit for a while, And I do think there's things that do help, but like I hear stuff like this, and I hear like 80 million people, and I'm just like, what? I have a hard time processing that. That's where I have a hard time. It's like, but people are actually like doing this, you know, like
I'm sure with our workout classes too. I'm sure Stephanie and Melody, when you're going to some of the classes, I'm sure there are people there that have their special water that's going to help help increase photosynthesis in them. And you're like, no, it's all wrong. No.
Well, it's like, so there's a thing going on right now across like Health Talk, whatever, like how you need to drink certain types of water or certain things to make sure that you're getting hydrated enough and you're detoxing enough. It's like, you have kidneys and we have water, like, and these are well established. Like, why does it have to be the next best thing? I guess is where it gets stuck, right? You know,
you brought that up.
But that's where we are. That's where we are.
Yeah.
That is where we are. Yeah.
You have your own built-in filtration systems.
Yeah.
2 of them, if you're lucky.
Well, the thing that where it gets me on this one is that they're saying like it's all natural, it's good for you, but it's a semi-synthetic. It's not natural. This is not a natural solution. This is a semi-synthetic solution, blended with copper most of the time. Like, it's not better than eating spinach.
Do your homework, folks.
Do your homework. Yeah.
Well, so we're getting the call from the lab, guys. That's our SUPERSTAT breakdown of the chlorophyll water craze. More science, less greenwashing. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and drink your actual greens.
Actual greens. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh.